Aisha, and I'm going to read one of the Biff, Chip and Kipper books. And I'm going to read The Beehive Fence. Anina had come for a sleepover with Biff. It was a warm summer evening, and Biff had a good idea. Could Anina and I sleep outside in the tent tonight? She asked. We will put it up. All right, said Mum. You may. See the picture? The girls were putting the sleeping bags in the tent when Biff began to flap her arms. Dad, Dad, there's a bee in the tent. Biff began to swing her pillow at the bee. Hey, cried Anina, stop it. Keep still. Let me shoo it out. When everything was set up, Biff and Anina went indoors and made a picnic. They brought out drinks and sandwiches for all the family. It wasn't long before bees began to buzz around the food. Oh, I forgot to show you the picture. Oh no, exclaimed Biff. More bees. Suddenly, there were hundreds of bees flying into the garden. It's a swarm, said Dad. We'd better go inside. Biff began to panic. Oh, said Biff. What if they fly into my hair? They won't, said Anina. All the bees are following the queen. Once she settles somewhere, all the bees will cluster together. The bees began to form a big ball on a branch of the apple tree. That's amazing, said Chip. But what happens to the swarm now? Has it set? Now it has settled. I'll phone my dad, said Anina. Anina's dad kept bees, so he knew what to do. He had his beekeeper's suit and a large box. They are honeybees, he said. I'll take the swarm away and put it into a hive. Anina can help me. Anina put on her bee suit too. She held the box while her dad carefully eased the swarm into it. Biff watched through the kitchen window. Now I see why Anina knows so much about bees, she thought. Before he went, Anina's dad spoke to Biff. You must not be scared of bees, he said. They are really useful. They carry pollen from one plant to another to help them produce crops. A lot of the food we eat is thanks to bees. I'll try not to be scared, said Biff. Later on, Anina was in the tent and Biff went to her room to get a book. Anina's bee suit was lying on Biff's bed. So far, bee suit was lying on Biff's bed. For a joke, she put the suit on. This will make Anina laugh, she thought, me wearing her bee suit. At that moment, the key began to glow. Oh no, cried Biff. I don't want to adventure now. Not in this bee suit. It's sure to involve bees. But the key whisked away. So I forgot to say, before she went on the adventure, she said, this will make Anina laugh, she thought. Me wearing her bee suit. And then that's when she goes on an adventure. The key took Biff to Kenya in Africa. In front of her was a village. She felt very odd in the bee suit. She wondered why the key had brought her here. A boy and girl were coming towards her. I forgot to show you this page. The key took Biff to Kenya in Africa. In front of her, I said that already. When they saw Biff, they stopped. The girl set down her basket. I am Karani, the boy said excitedly. And this is my sister Mokami. Have you brought the bees for us? Before Biff had time to pull the hood of her bee suit, the boy and girl ran towards the first house. Babu, Babu, the bee lady is here, they shouted. What can they mean? Thought Biff. And I forgot to show you this picture. An elderly man came from the house. Soon other people from the village crowded around Biff. Babu looked at Biff. You look very young to be the bee lady, he said. Do you have the hives? Biff was confused. This was a strange adventure. She had no ideas what to do or what to say. Do you mean beehive? She asked. They raided our crops last night, said Mukami. Do you mean beehives? She asked. They raised our crops again last night, said Mukami. They did such damage. We tried to keep the raiders out with sharp thorny branches, but that hasn't stopped them, said Babu. We are afraid of them when they are all together. They trample or eat our crops of sweet potatoes and cabbages, said Mukami. And another picture. Did I show this already to you? I don't know. And then this picture I just read. When they came last night, went on Babu, we shut our doors and hoped they would go away. That is why we need the hives. They are afraid of bees. Everyone looked ugly at Biff. We have made some frames to hang the hives on, said a man. A man said, so where are the bees? Biff opened her mouth and shut it again. She had no bees. She didn't know why bees would keep raiders away. A truck drove up. A woman jumped out. Sorry I'm late, she said. My truck broke down and I had to borrow this one. I have the hives at last. We're so glad you are here, said Babu. Your assistant came some time ago. The woman looked at Biff in surprise. I didn't expect someone so young, she said. Well, let's get the hives set up. Biff gasped in surprise. Not long ago, she had been afraid of a single bee. Now she's about to set up beehives. I don't think I showed you this page. And this page, definitely not. My name is Mama Jory, said the woman to Biff. Come on, we must work fast. It will be dark soon. Help me unload the truck. The beehives were long wooden boxes. These had to be hung on the frames that the villagers had made. Biff helped Mama Jory carry the beehives to the frames and tie them on. Some bees flew out and buzzed around Biff's hood, but she was too busy to mind. Soon there was a beehive fence all around the villagers' fields. The sun I'm sure I didn't show you this one. The sun went down and it grew dark. From not far off came a deep trumpeting sound. It was the call of elephants. "They are coming," breathed Mukami. Biff was astonished. What does that mean? Got 5 seconds to think. If you said shocked, that is right. I'm sure it does. Okay. Could the raiders be elephants and they were afraid of bees? Then, out of the darkness, Biff could hear them, a whole herd of elephants. Mama Jory handed Biff her night vision binoculars. Biff looked through them and gasped. The elephants had reached the bee fence. They were led by a large female. Behind her came a large group of female elephants and 2 young ones. They stopped. If unsure of something. "What a sight!" breathed Biff. Mama Jory had fixed a wire between the hives, joining them all together. The large female flapped her ears. She sensed the wire was there, and for a moment she stood quite still. She stood quite still. "Let's see if she moves closer," said Mama Jory. Forgot to show you the page. So these are like the night goggles, and you can see she stopped by the wire and the beehives and all of that. See one little there. Can you spot the other? I give you the answers. There. Okay, the female walked into the wire. This made the nearest hives swing and bounce. The bees in the hives buzzed angrily. At once, the elephants backed away. The large female raised her trunk and trumpeted. Then the herd turned and walked away into the darkness. Biff was amazed. It was so hard to believe that huge animals like these were scared of bees. Thanks to the bees, the villagers' crops had been saved. This is, can't you see? She's like trumpeting. Then they're all walking away. Oh, you can see the bees, can't you? It looks like she's trying to eat them. Those dots. Even though she's actually angry. Well, scared. Let's see. Nearly done. "The beehive fence has worked," said Mukami excitedly. She gave Biff a little gift. I'm so glad," said Biff. She wanted to hug Mukami. At that moment, the key glowed. Back at home, Biff took the bee suit off. She was no longer afraid of bees. She couldn't wait to tell Anina about the adventure. She picked up a book and ran out of the tent. Ran out to the tent. And this is her, and she got the gift. Doesn't she look like she's about to hug her? And look, she's running out with the book to the tent. And look, that's a giraffe teddy. Or toy. know something about bees that I bet you don't know, yawned Biff. As soon as they were in bed. What's that? asked Nina. But Biff didn't reply. She was too tired after putting up the beehive fence. She had fallen asleep. Now, I'm going to talk about the story, okay? And I'm going to ask 4 questions, and you need to answer them in 5 seconds. What did Anina's dad tell Biff about bees? So, let me just look at the back. I don't know read the whole story again, so if you said don't be afraid of bees, that is right. Why did the villagers want the beehives? So then the elephants, so if you said this is right. So then the elephants wouldn't eat the crops and the bees would fly and stop them because they're scared. Why did the beehive fence stop the elephants from raiding the crops? I told you. You should know. I'll give you 2 more seconds. Okay, I gave you 3 seconds instead. But, if you said, because the elephants were scared of the bees, so when it flew, they wanted to turn around. So then they couldn't eat the crops. Because they were raiding the crops, I think. But I definitely know they were the raiders. What did you used to be afraid of? Have you overcome that fear? If you have, that's great. If you haven't, you can still work on that. You can still work on it. I think I overcome one of my fears in a dream. I think I did it in real life. But yeah. And I've got my own question. What lesson did you learn in that story? I'll give you 7 seconds to think about it. If you said, don't be scared of don't be scared of bees, and because they are very helpful, then that is right. Or if you said something in different words but mean the same thing, then that is correct. Thank you for listening to me reading The Beehive Fence, and hope I'll see you next time.